Hello, everyone. This is Ms. Julia from the Madison Library, and I've got another list of book suggestions from our young adult collection for your consideration. With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo caught my attention because of a really complex main character, and it kept my attention with beautiful writing. Cooking has always been Emily Santiago's way to express herself creatively. Emily really needs a creative outlet as a senior in high school because she's also a teen mom. She got pregnant as a freshman, and now she has a beautiful 2-year-old daughter that she adores and cares for while living with her grandmother. Emily has spent all of her high school career being responsible and frustratingly practical. Now, her high school offers a new cooking class. Emily is excited to participate, but frustrated by her teacher's requirements that she use discipline and not just her personal flair in the kitchen. Can Emily find the right balance between the artistic and technical aspects of cooking? Even more importantly, can she find the right balance between her responsibilities to her daughter and her dreams of being a professional chef? Another book that really wowed me because of the writing style was On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Bree is the daughter of a hip-hop artist who died just before striking it big. She is also a budding rapper herself. And as if losing her dad wasn't enough, Bree's got plenty of other challenges to deal with, especially when her mother loses her job. So when Bree is offered the chance to quickly record a song, she is able to vent the frustration and the anger that she's feeling. But as that song gains traction, the media begins to critique the song and Bree herself as violent. So Bree feels like no one understands her, and she might as well just go ahead and play up the new thuggish image. Bree has an aunt she loves, who runs with the neighborhood gangs after all, and she's a lot more understanding than Bree's strict mother. But does Bree really want to be just another stereotype? And is it possible to unmake an image that you once cultivated? In Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson, Claudia is struggling with a mystery. Claudia has been unable to locate her friend Monday Charles. Monday's mother is no help. She is a hot mess at the best of times. But Claudia's own parents don't seem to want to get involved either. Since the adults in her life aren't helpful, Claudia decides to investigate herself. But it's a bit harder than she expected. This book is definitely character-centric, and as such, there's not much I can say about the plot without dropping spoilers everywhere. Claudia is a great character. She's determined, still while being unsure of herself. She's brave while vulnerable, and she's clever, even as she's confused sometimes, and so much more. This is an amazing look at a very realistic teen trying to cope with the pain of losing a best friend through all kinds of twists and turns to a most unexpected resolution. Silhouetted by the Blue is a simply told but profoundly touching tale of a 7th grade girl who is trying to hold her family together after her mother has died and her dad has fallen into severe depression. Serena just wants a normal world, but instead she has to take care of her little brother and maintain her household, doing all the cooking, cleaning, laundry, everything. When she gets cast in the lead role of the school play, it all becomes too much, especially as Dad gets worse, not better. He spends weeks wearing the same pajamas and not showering or eating. He cries and he sleeps all the time. Serena has to force him to drive them to the bank so they can get money to buy groceries. Serena calls to some family for help, but her grandma has Alzheimer's and her uncle is on business out of the country. So when Dad starts giving away his prized possessions, Serena gets to a whole new level of scared. This book about broke my heart in some places, but it also had hope, and Serena's strength was amazing, even as her very human hurt and anger showed through. I also really appreciated that the book showed that being strong sometimes means asking for the help you need. The Sun is Also a Star is a beautiful yet bittersweet love story by Nicola Yoon. Daniel has pretty much always been a dutiful son to his Korean parents, and today he is on his way to interview with a Yale alum as part of his college application process. Natasha is focused on something slightly different. She is making a last-ditch effort to stop her family's deportation to Jamaica, which is scheduled for tomorrow. They are thrown together when their paths cross in New York City, and the attraction between them is undeniable. They're deeply drawn to each other emotionally, physically, and possibly by fate. Who knows where this unexpected meeting will lead? Will they find a way to keep the magic between them going beyond this one remarkable day? Or will fate drag them apart just as suddenly as they met? This is a deeply engrossing love story, and I found myself entranced by the passion and the pain of two young people who found true love at the worst possible moment. This book has been made into a movie, which I have not seen, but that movie is available from the library. March by former Congressman John Lewis is a series of 3 graphic novels that talk about Lewis's own experiences during the civil rights era in the 1960s America. Book 1 spans Lewis's youth in rural Alabama, his life-changing meeting with Martin Luther King Jr., and the birth of the Nashville student movement, along with their battle to tear down segregation through nonviolent lunch counter sit-ins, building to a climax on the steps of City Hall. Book 2 begins after the success of the Nashville sit-in campaign. John Lewis is more committed than ever to changing the world through nonviolence. But as he and his fellow freedom riders board a bus into the vicious heart of the Deep South, they will be tested like never before. Faced with beatings, police brutality, imprisonment, arson, and even murder, the young activists of the movement struggle with internal conflicts as well. But their courage will attract the notice of powerful new allies, for example, Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. And once Lewis is elected chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, this 23-year-old will be thrust into the national spotlight, becoming one of the big 6 leaders of the civil rights movement and a central figure in the landmark 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Book 3 takes place after the famous March on Washington. Yes, that March on Washington. Through relentless and direct action, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee that Lewis represents continues to force the nation to confront its own blatant injustice. But for every step forward, the danger grows more intense. Jim Crow strikes back through legal tricks, intimidation, violence, and even murder. The only hope for lasting change is to give voice to the millions of Americans silenced by voter suppression. One man, one vote is their slogan. To carry out their nonviolent revolution, Lewis and an army of young activists launch a series of innovative campaigns, including the Freedom Vote, Mississippi Freedom Summer, and an all-out battle for the soul of the Democratic Party waged live on national television. With these new struggles come new allies, new opponents, and an unpredictable new president who might be both at the same time? But fractures within the movement are deepening, even as 25-year-old John Lewis prepares to risk everything in a historic showdown high above the Alabama River in a town called Selma. Thanks everyone for joining me for another book chat video. I anticipate that there will be a new one in about, 2 weeks or so. If you want to see more videos like this one, or keep up with all of the library's videos, then click on the subscribe button. Consider also hitting that notification bell and the like button for this video. Contact information for the library is in the description below. Thanks and happy reading, everyone.